What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy, and I'm going to be doing my ranking for all 4 movies in the Alvin and the Chipmunk franchise. Over the last few months I've reviewed each of these movies and everything, so I thought I'd go ahead and do my ranking today. So I'll go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 4 is Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. This is the 3rd movie in the franchise, and when it first came out I didn't really care for this movie. I thought it was kind of lame and everything, but upon rewatch I actually really enjoyed it a lot more this time. It's not anything super special or anything, but it has some fun moments and stuff, but it also stills from other movies like Simon losing his memory and pretending to be this different type of person and stuff. You've seen movies like this many times before, like The Majestic has done it, and even to an extent Toy Story 3 with Buzz going back to being in his original Space Ranger mode and stuff. Like it felt like they were trying to use that cliche, and it has a lot of the stuck on an island cliches, but it also is really entertaining. It has a really good story and everything. Dave and Ian are trying to find the chipmunks, and Ian kind of gets a little bit of a redemption arc and stuff in this. I thought that was kind of cool, and it's not like a super great movie, but I think it's okay, but it is my least favorite out of the movie. So Chipwrecked is number 4, and number 3 is Alvin and the Chipmunks. I really enjoy this one quite a bit. The first one in the franchise, and I remember when this movie came out, I went through a really big chipmunk phase. I absolutely loved this movie when it first came out, and it isn't as good as it was back then, but it's still harmless fun. There are some really fun moments. It doesn't have a lot of a story or anything, though. It's just pretty much the boys are adopted, or they move in with Dave so he can write their music and stuff, and then they get separated and stuff because they mistake something or misunderstood something Dave said and everything. But it is a really entertaining movie and everything. It's not, like I said, super great or anything. But the cast and stuff are pretty good in here. Even though David Cross didn't want to be in this, he's pretty hilarious as Ian in this movie. You could tell, like, he doesn't really like doing these movies, but he's like hilarious in them and everything. Like, he knows that the movies he's in are bad, so he just goes all out on it, and I think it actually works. I think his performances in here are really fun to watch because they're so over the top and everything. But I think this one's an okay movie. It just isn't my most favorite. So Alvin and the Chipmunks is number 3, and number 2 is Alvin and the Chipmunks the Squeakquel. When this one came out, I was still a little bit on that Alvin and the Chipmunks hype train and stuff. I liked the first one enough that I was excited for a sequel, plus I'd heard they were bringing in the Chipettes, which I thought was awesome. And this movie is somewhat a recycled version of the first one, except the boys are going to school now and stuff instead of just doing music and everything. You get a lot of the high school cliches and stuff like you did with the stuck on an island cliche in the 3rd movie. But I still enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it's fun, and David Cross once again is hilarious in here. And I did wish that they would have had Jason Lee in here as Dave more. He's only in here for a few minutes at the beginning and a little bit at the end, and every once in a while in the middle, like he has little parts, but he's not in it very much. I did like Zachary Levi though as Toby. I thought he was hilarious and everything. I was kind of disappointed we never saw him again in the franchise, but he was a pretty funny character, and he's believable to be related to Dave and everything. Like they chose a good actor to make it believable that these two could be related and everything, just the way their humor and stuff mix. But I like this one quite a bit, and for a long time it was my favorite in the franchise. But my number one favorite movie in the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise is Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Road Chip. I really liked this movie a lot when I saw it the first time. I thought it was a lot more fun than I ever expected it to be. By the time it came out, my chipmunk hype had died, and plus David Cross didn't come back for this one, so I didn't expect to like it at all, because even though he doesn't play a likable character, he's fun to watch in these movies because of how over the top he is. But this one, he doesn't come back and everything. They pretty much replace him with Tony Hale as a new villainous type character, and I actually really thought he was hilarious in this movie. And there's a lot of fun slapstick moments in here, and it doesn't have as much of the pop culture songs and stuff that the first three movies had, which I think was good too. It did have a couple of songs, but not as much, and I enjoyed it. I think it's easily the best in the story. It actually has a decent written story where they're going on this road trip trying to stop Dave from getting married and everything, and all kinds of different things that are going along the way. I thought that was kind of cool, and it works. I think it's a entertaining movie and everything. The only thing I never really understood about these movies is how the heck these chipmunks don't age. Like, they still all act like kids and stuff in each of these movies and everything, but they don't age. I thought that was kind of weird, but I guess you have to suspend your disbelief on these type of movies anyway. But it's a really entertaining movie, and personally I think this is a fun franchise. It's not anything super special. They're just harmless little family movies that are fun to watch and everything. I've always kind of enjoyed them. I was a big Chipmunk fan as a kid, though. I used to watch the animated movies, which if I ever get those, then I'll probably review those eventually too. But because I know there's at least 3 that I used to watch all the time as a kid. I'm curious to see if I still like those. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this these movies. If you want, tell me your ranking or your favorite and least favorite. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.